Call right now if you have a question, 502-276-2118. We want to hear from you, so call us right now, 502-276-2118. Workers' comp, Social Security disability. Have you been involved in an accident on the land,
Medical
the water?
malpractice.
Have you slipped? So
we
want to.
Any type of injury.
Right.
I've talked to some people over the Memorial Day holiday weekend, and they said the enforcement officers were out there checking for life jackets, checking for everything. And I know you've been a big advocate of boat safety for years, because a case could come up and they could call you just because someone did something stupid.
Well, one of the areas of law that I do also is maritime law, which is whether it's barge accidents. I've got, claims pending for, harbor workers on the river, that type of thing. But, I enjoy boating myself. I have a sailboat on the river. And, one of the things I've advocated for a long time is that, we don't require people to go through, like, to get a driver's license, you have to go through driver's education and take a test to get a driver's license. There's no such requirement for boating. I mean, you can buy a speedboat that'll go 100 miles per hour and have no idea what you're doing. So, I really encourage everyone. A couple things is there's the Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Power Squadron. Take a boating safety class, because there are rules of the road for boats just like there are for cars. And so when you're out on the river, out on the lake, there are rules of the road, and so we need to be careful of that. Just Sunday, I was out, on the river, sailing. Of course, a sailboat can't maneuver like a powerboat does, and so there are rules of who has the right of way. And there was a large cruiser just coming right past my sailboat, and it looked at the guy steering it, and it looked like he was on his cell phone or texting, and it's like
so you send a text message when you drive.
That's right. Even on the boat when even on a boat when you're going in, and then all the other issues about the wake and being careful of your wake, and also on the safety inspection. I mean, yes, you can go to the local Coast Guard Auxiliary and they'll do a free safety inspection. They have a whole checklist of things that you're supposed to have, whether it's life jackets, the fire extinguisher, signal devices. I mean, all these things, and I mean, it's just really good thing to go through to make sure you're doing it right.
Well, I think that should be mandatory, but it's common sense. You preach common sense quite a bit too. So
if you have a boating incident this summer, call Karl. He deals with maritime law, boating safety, so you want to do that. Question I want to ask is, let's say Julie wants to go down to Louisiana or even Mississippi, and she's got a vacation scheduled this summer for 2 weeks, and there's little tar balls or oil balls floating up on the beach. And can she get, I know the resorts and places should give her money back, but this is going to be a question popping up if that oil continues to move further especially to the panhandle of Florida.
Well, and how far removed can you get, for those claims to be made? That's probably stretching it a little too far versus if you own that resort and you had reservations booked all summer and suddenly everybody cancels and you're left stuck.
Right.
Now those people are going to be making, claims. If you're a vacationer, that's probably going to be a little tougher to make that claim. Well, I want compensation for my vacation. I mean, you can go to another coast. You can go to the, Atlantic coast too. I mean, so that's going to be that would be a little tougher situation. But definitely those people who own, whether it's the vacation homes there, or that suddenly lost their revenue. Now, those people are going to be making claims.
And at this point, Karl, haven't they lifted the cap? That they had a cap on what BP would have to pay back to people, and I believe I heard that they've lifted that.
I think BP
right?
just said they're going to take care of everybody. What that means, we don't know. But
right, and like you said, how far out will that go?
Yeah, BP is, they keep saying, well, we'll pay all legitimate claims. Well, legitimacy may be in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
What they think is legitimate may not be what...
I have a feeling that'll be the case.
Yeah, I run into that with insurance companies all the time, that the adjusters tell me, well, we pay all legitimate claims, but the problem is they don't really find many legitimate claims.
And let's tell you a little bit about Karl Truman. You call us right now, 276-2118. But Karl, he has a blog, he has a website, he practices in many areas: medical malpractice, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury law, Social Security disability, workers' compensation, and more. He has offices in both Louisville and Jeffersonville, Indiana. So if you have a concern or question in this area, give us a call right now. 502-276-2118, because Karl is here to answer your questions on Louisville Live this morning. You know, I've read some things online about Social Security, and I know you deal with Social Security disability, but if they move that age up a year or two, like I think the first time you can get it on normal Social Security is 62. They want to move it up maybe to 63 or 64 or later on. How will this affect those seeking Social Security and that disability claim if they move those ages up, or will it?
Well, it could, and it could increase the disability claims for that age group because, right now, if you're 65, 67, getting eligible for Social Security, I mean, those ages creep up. That also, when you apply for Social Security disability, where you can't work and where you're hurt, one of the factors that's looked at is age. So if you're an older person and you are hurt or disabled, the standard is different than, let's say, if you're 40, or 45, because the Social Security looks at, well, it's going to be more difficult for you to find a job or get into the workforce and physically work if you're 60 versus 40. Mm-hmm. So as that age creeps up, that could actually increase the amount of Social Security disability. That's a very good point.
Yeah, it's you don't know what the government's going to do, but I know there's a lot of people out there in their 40s and 50s and maybe even 60s. They do have a legitimate disability, and they just can't work.
There's that word legitimate again.
Okay. Well, see, that's the reason Karl has to sort it all out.
Squirmy
if you don't know, Karl's been with us for a long time now, but if you don't know something about workers' comp, you don't know something about Social Security disability, or you've been involved in an accident, your insurance company's going to take care of you, but you know who's going to take care of you, at least with information? Just call them, 1-800-ACCIDENT. You see the number right there. Go to trumanlaw.com. His emails are confidential, too, unless you send us something or he gives it to us. But, Karl, good having you with us.
Great.
Always
Thanks. Just full of information. I can talk to you for an hour. Anyway, when we come back, the American Cancer Society's got a big event. Indianapolis Colts are coming to town, and it's Julie's Pet of the Week.